Listen up, folks. We're diving headfirst into the heart of Germany, a country that's more than just beer halls and lederhosen. Yeah, it's got history, centuries of it, etched into every cobblestone and castle wall. But scratch the surface and you'll find a vibrant undercurrent of art, culture, and a whole lot of surprises. Over the next few days, we're gonna navigate the pulsing streets of Berlin, lose ourselves in the fairy tale castles of Bavaria, and maybe even sample some local delicacies that don't involve sauerkraut, maybe. So grab a beer or a schnapps, if you're feeling bold, and get ready to explore a side of Germany you never knew existed. Berlin, man. This city's got layers, like an onion. Or maybe a strudel. Point is, it's complex, gritty, and beautiful, all at once. You can practically feel the weight of history here, from the Brandenburg Gate to the remnants of the Berlin Wall. But Berlin ain't stuck in the past. This city pulsates with a raw, creative energy. It's in the street art that pops up overnight, the underground clubs that throb till dawn, and the smoky little Kneipen, pubs, where you can grab a currywurst and a beer at 4 a.m. Speaking of food, Berlin's a melting pot of flavors. Turkish, Vietnamese, Indian, you name it, it's all here. Don't be afraid to get adventurous. Hit up a street food market, grab a doner kebab and eat it standing up like a local. Now if you're looking for a taste of that classic Berlin grandeur, take a stroll down Unter den Linden, a boulevard lined with majestic buildings and embassies. It's where the emperors used to parade and you can almost hear the echo of their footsteps. And then there's the East Side Gallery, a 1.3-kilometer stretch of the Berlin Wall transformed into an open-air art gallery. It's a powerful reminder of the city's divided past and the enduring power of art to break down barriers. Look, you could spend a lifetime in Berlin and still not uncover all its secrets, but that's part of the beauty, isn't it? This city keeps you guessing, keeps you hungry for more. Just remember, take your time, wander off the beaten path, and don't be afraid to get lost in the chaos. That's where you'll find the real Berlin, the one that stays with you long after you've said goodbye. Alright, let's talk Munich. Yeah, it's home to Oktoberfest, the biggest beer bash on the planet. But this city's got more to offer than giant pretzels and overflowing steins, trust me. First off, the architecture here is stunning. Think grand squares, Baroque churches, and buildings that look like they were plucked straight out of a Disney movie. Check out the Marienplatz, the city's central square, with its iconic Glockenspiel clock tower. It's pure Bavarian charm. Then there's the English Garden, one of the world's largest urban parks. You can spend hours getting lost in its winding paths, sprawling beer gardens, and even catching a glimpse of surfers riding the Eisbach wave. Yeah, surfers, in Munich. And if you're an art buff, you're in for a treat. Munich is home to some world-class museums like the Alte Pinakothek, which houses an impressive collection of old masters. But let's be real, no trip to Munich is complete without experiencing Oktoberfest. For 2 weeks every September, the city transforms into a giant party, with millions of people from around the world coming to celebrate Bavarian culture, beer, and, well, more beer. Just remember, pace yourself. It's easy to get swept up in the madness, but you don't want to be that person passed out face down in a plate of sausages. Oh, and speaking of sausages, make sure to try the Weisswurst, a traditional Bavarian veal sausage best enjoyed with sweet mustard and a pretzel. Munich is a city that knows how to have a good time, but it also has a deep respect for its history and traditions. It's a fascinating mix of old and new, and it's definitely worth more than a flying visit. Forget your childhood fantasies, folks, because this is the real deal. Perched high on a craggy cliff in the Bavarian Alps, Neuschwanstein Castle looks like it was plucked straight out of a fairy tale. And honestly, it kinda was. King Ludwig II, the guy who built this place, was a bit of an eccentric, obsessed with myths, legends, and Richard Wagner's operas. He envisioned this castle as a homage to Wagner's work and a retreat from the pressures of royal life. The result? A masterpiece of Romanesque revival architecture, with soaring towers, ornate balconies, and interiors dripping with gold and murals depicting scenes from German mythology. It's enough to make you feel like you've stepped into a Wagnerian opera yourself. Now getting to Neuschwanstein is half the adventure. You can hike up the hill, take a horse-drawn carriage, or even hop on a bus. But trust me, the views from the top are worth every step. Once you're inside, you'll be blown away by the sheer opulence and attention to detail. Every room is a work of art, from the elaborate throne room which was never actually used, to the Singers' Hall, inspired by Wagner's opera Tannhauser. But the real magic of Neuschwanstein lies in its setting. Surrounded by soaring mountains, pristine lakes, and lush forests, it's a place that seems frozen in time, a reminder of a bygone era of kings, castles, and epic tales. Even if you're not a fairy tale enthusiast, you can't help but be enchanted by this place. It's a testament to the power of imagination, and a reminder that even in the real world, there's still room for a little bit of magic. Cologne. This city's got a certain swagger, a confidence that comes from centuries of history, and a healthy dose of Kolsch, the local beer. Situated on the banks of the mighty Rhine River, Cologne's a city that's seen it all, from Roman emperors to modern-day artists. And speaking of emperors, let's talk about Cologne's most iconic landmark, the Cologne Cathedral. This Gothic masterpiece dominates the city skyline, its twin spires piercing the heavens like a giant stone exclamation mark. It's a masterpiece of Gothic architecture and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Take your time to wander through its cavernous halls, admire the stained glass windows, and maybe even climb the South Tower for some killer views over the city. But Cologne's not all about the past. This city's got a vibrant arts and culture scene with world-class museums like the Museum Ludwig, home to a stellar collection of modern and contemporary art, and the Romano-Germanic Museum, where you can delve into the city's Roman roots. And let's not forget the food. Cologne's known for its hearty, stick-to-your-ribs cuisine like Himmelunad, heaven and earth, a dish made with mashed potatoes, black pudding, and applesauce. It might sound like an odd combination, but trust me, it works. Of course, no trip to Cologne would be complete without sampling the local Brewkolsch. This light, refreshing beer is served in small, cylindrical glasses called Stangen, and it's traditionally enjoyed in one of the city's many cozy brew pubs. But the real beauty of Cologne lies in its people. They're friendly, down-to-earth, and always up for a good time. So grab a beer, pull up a chair at a local Kneipe, pub, and soak up the atmosphere. Cologne is a city that gets under your skin. It's a place where history comes alive, where art inspires, and where the beer flows like the Rhine. Buckle up, kids, we're hitting the Romantic Road, a scenic route that winds its way through some of Germany's most charming towns and fairy-tale castles. This is the Germany of your postcards, rolling hills, half-timbered houses, and medieval towns straight out of a Grimm's fairy tale. The Romantic Road stretches for about 220 miles from Würzburg to Füssen, and while you could technically drive it in a day, where's the fun in that? Take your time, savor the scenery, and get lost in the charm of these timeless towns. One of the must-see stops is Rothenburg ob der Tauber, a perfectly preserved medieval town perched on a hilltop overlooking the Tauber River. It's like stepping back in time, with its cobblestone streets, fortified walls, and colorful houses. Make sure to climb the Town Hall Tower for panoramic views and try a Schneeball, a local pastry made with fried dough and powdered sugar. Another highlight is Dinkelsbühl, a town so picturesque it almost seems too good to be true. With its well-preserved medieval walls, half-timbered houses, and charming squares, Dinkelsbühl is a photographer's dream. And then there's Würzburg, situated on the banks of the main river. This Baroque city is home to the Würzburg Residence, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most stunning palaces in Germany. But the Romantic Road isn't just about castles and towns, it's also about the journey itself. The route winds its way through rolling hills, vineyards, and forests, offering stunning views at every turn. So, rent a car, hop on a bike, or even lace up your hiking boots. However you choose to explore it, the Romantic Road is a journey that will stay with you long after you've said, Auf Wiedersehen. It's a reminder that sometimes the best way to experience a place is to slow down, savor the moment, and let the road lead the way. So there you have it, a glimpse into the soul of Germany, a country that defies easy categorization. It's a place where history and modernity collide, where tradition meets innovation, and where you can find beauty in the most unexpected places. We've tasted the grit of Berlin, the grandeur of Munich, and the fairy-tale magic of Neuschwanstein. We've wandered through ancient cathedrals, gotten lost in charming towns, and maybe even had a beer or two along the way. But most importantly, we've experienced the heart of Germany, its people, its culture, and its enduring spirit. Until next time, Prost.